Welcome back. In today's video, we are going to look at data modeling, data fetching using the path and FS modules, and also we are going to look at data filtering. So this is the demo of the app we are going to build, and I got this inspiration from this website called Hisense. It is for the Hisense. Okay, so I got the inspiration from this site, and what we are going to build, the demo of it is here, where we are having we are fetching all these categories from the database, okay, that we are going to make today with you. So we have all the categories listed here, and then here down here we have also filtered only televisions, only fridges, and all microwaves, and then all laundry machines. Then finally we have all the products down here. So this is the simple thing we are going to build, but we are going to learn tons and tons of things. So we are going to learn a lot of stuff, including data fetching, as I'm just going to show you in a second. Today's we are going to work on a small project, and we'll build it slowly. So I was inspired by this Hisense website. As you can see, it is a simple website. It has a search here for the products, and down here it has some categories, and then down here they have also links for different categories, and then they have also some products here. Okay, they have some products here. So just going to build something small for this, to use it for learning these concepts. So most of the e-commerce website, and they always have categories. The products are always categorized in different categories. Whether it is an e-commerce, whether it is a hospital website, whether it is a fruits or vegetables website, or it is beverages, most of them you will always start with categories, because you want to categorize products into different categories, and then later on you will have those products, and then you can apply different filters to show them on the home page. Another example, if you just go back to Jumia, you will also see the same trend. They have on top here some categories, okay, and then down here they have different filters for different products. You see that they have different filters for different products. If you can see, these are different filter, and you can see they're using the same component. They are not changing the component, they're using the same component. And that is what we are going to look at into this video. So here with me, I have a Next.js project already installed here. Okay, and in this project, if you go to my page, I have this previous app we built. If you have not watched it, please, I will leave the link in the description, where we built this amazing quiz app. Okay, we built this amazing quiz app. Please just go and watch how we made this one. And I have it here as a component, and you can see I have it here as a component, and I made it a component so that I can easily remove it. So if I remove it right now like that, and I push H2, I'm just going to see home page. Okay, I'm just going to see home page, and in the home page I can just quickly go to home, and let me just see color to be white for now, so that we can see what is going on. Okay, so you see I've removed the quiz, and let's just wait for a second. this text I've written here. Let me see here if it is. Let's go back and see. Okay, I don't know if my text is being visible anywhere. Okay, it is here in the center. Okay, it is here in the center, and it is using some styles from we had used in the quiz. Okay, these ones here. Okay, I mean, you can just add here flex direction to the column. We can just remove them altogether. Okay, we can just remove them altogether, but let's just let's just keep it just that way, so that we can work with this. So I'm just going to go here in this home page. Let me first bring here in the main, so I've also installed SAS. Okay, those ones I've also installed SAS. Okay, I've also installed SAS, and here we have our home page. So we are starting with a fresh app. In the page we have nothing in the page here. Okay, so the first thing we want to work on is creating categories. So just going to create a simple thing like this one. Okay, I'm just going to create a simple thing, and since in this part I am going to work on showing you how to do filters, I'm going to concentrate on this part. I'm going to concentrate on this part of categories, how we do categories and bring them here. And then also we are going to work on products. We do model products. We see how do you model products for a small project. And then after that, we will also apply different filters on these products. Okay, that is great. So the first thing you are going to do is want to work on these categories. Okay, and then afterwards want to fetch them to bring them here. You get the point. So the first thing we are going to do is how do we create these categories as data, and we are going to use JSON DB. So JSON DB is where you store the your files, your data into a simple JSON file, and then you store that JSON file in the app. So here I'm just going to create a JSON file called, and I'm creating it in the root called categories.json. So most times when you have a small app, maybe it is for a client, it is not a very huge app, and you don't wish to add a database like MongoDB or any other, or Supabase, or maybe Firebase. If you don't want to add a big database, you can create a simple JSON database by just creating categories.json, or you can give it any other name. I've given it this one. So the thing, we are supposed to create these categories, and like you can create an array here, and in this array you can start creating different objects. Okay, so want to create a different object with different keys like ID, okay, and many others. So this process of creating this, we can use Chat GPT, and I want to show you how you can do data modeling using Chat GPT. So we know that for categories, we need different things. Okay, for each category we need a category image. Okay, we need a category name, that is the title. We need a category description. Okay, we also need category keywords. We also need a category slug. Okay, we need a slug. Also you can also get so these are some of the things we need for each individual category. As you can see on the home page, we are showing the image and the title of the category. So if you are going to use Chat GPT for modeling, I want to show you how you do modeling using Chat GPT, so that you don't waste much time doing this simple activity. Okay, so you head to Chat GPT and you can create a new chat here. So I have a prompt here. Okay, you can just copy this prompt. I will leave it. I will leave this prompt. I don't know if I will put it in the description so that you can copy it. So this prompt here, you can copy this prompt. Okay, you can copy this prompt. The prompt says, I am trying to create a data for e-commerce website. We have different categories and they include the following. So I went ahead, I put these 4 categories, and that is the televisions, fridges, microwaves, and laundry machines. I want to organize these categories into a JSON file as an array. For each category, it will have an ID, title, description, image, keywords, and you can see how I've done. You can actually add image. Image is already there. Okay, and this is the most data we want on each individual category. So you can just go ahead and add in any other information you need. Okay, and then ChatGPT is going to write that for us. So write for me that array in a JSON format. Okay, do not include the array as a key in the JSON file. And now let's run it and we'll see what it is going to create for us. So it goes ahead and it creates for you these 4 categories. Okay, we have these 4 categories, and you can see it has said here, please note that the image field contains the file name of the corresponding image for each category. So make sure to replace the image. So you're supposed to replace those images with actual images. So after it has created for you these categories in this, please, you can take this prompt and you keep on editing it for each any you are working on, whether it is for a fruits website or anything. Just simply add here your categories, and then it will create for you a nice JSON file like this one. So simply copy this file. Okay, simply copy this file here and just paste it here. Okay, so you see we have now all the data that we need for the categories. Okay, so the next thing is to make sure that we have the images that belong to these categories. In your public, create a new folder and you can call it categories. Okay, so I need 4 images, one for the televisions. Okay, so you can go to this website and I want to have those images. Okay, I need those images, one for the televisions. So for the televisions, I'm just going to get one of these images here. Okay, I'm just going to have one of the images. Right click and I want to save the image. Just want to get one for the image. Any television, just save the image here. And I'm just going to save them in downloads, and let me create a folder here called categories. Categories. Okay, so this one is for the televisions, just like that. So I have this image now downloaded. If you check here, let's check it out here. Okay, so the televisions I have the image. Okay, then moving on, let's have another one. Was the second one is, so the first ID, and then we have fridges. Okay, so just come here and get for the fridge. There is this. These are microwaves. there is this fridge here. So I'm just going to save this. Okay, so I'm just going to say fridges. Okay, the PNG. Okay, and then next we have next here is microwaves. So you just get a microwave, and the end of these ones is good enough. So save, and this is microwaves. So just go ahead and they get all the images for your categories. So here, and we have the last one, which is rounder machines. Okay, let's just go here and get a rounder machine, and I guess it is this washing machine. So we can use this one, and there is also this one. Let's save this one. Okay, and we're just going to call it roundry. Okay, just like that. So we have all our images. I'm just going to go to these images, copy them. So they are there is one which has not finished. They have all finished downloading, I guess. Okay, so we have all our images. I'm just going to simply select them. Okay, these 4 images, copy them. Now let me just go to my project and I open Fabric. So I'm just going to go reveal in File Explorer, and inside the categories I'm pasting all these images. Okay, just paste all your images. We have others are all PNGs except televisions, which is a JPEG. So we start putting them. So the first one, you just go here to the image. So while we have the image here, okay, so remove this one, you put slash. Okay, so slash means public folder. So in the public folder we go to categories, categories folder, and inside that folder there is televisions.jpg, and make sure you have this right from here. Okay, next let me just copy this. So next we go to the second one, which is fridges. So fridges, you can just go to slash categories, and here you have fridges.png. Okay, so this fridges.png is this one here. Next, let's go to the next one, microwaves. And microwaves, you can just have here this also. It is in categories, and then microwaves dot microwaves dot png. It is also png. Let's confirm. Yep, microwaves dot png. So next, the last one is let's paste this one, and it is roundary machines. So here we have named it as roundary. So just say roundry dot png. So it is also a png if you check here, roundry. Okay, and that's it. So we have all the categories with all the images. Okay, so what we want is, we want to get, for each individual category, we want to get some products in each of these categories. We need to get some products. Okay, so we need to get each category here has some products, so you can have different types of TVs inside televisions. If you just go here, like you can see there are a lot of products inside the TV. You can see there is this 32-inch Hisense here, 32, Hisense 40. So you have different products for TVs, even for the rounder, for the microwaves, and so on and so forth. So you're just going to get, for each of them we will get 4 products. Okay, for each category, like for instance these televisions, want to get 4 products. Then under fridges, want to get 4 products. Then under like microwaves, want to get 4 products. So now let's go back to Chat GPT. Okay, So what we want to do right now, okay, what we want to do, so down here I'm just going to write another prompt. Okay, so I'm just going to start one by one on these. So let's first go back here, and in our root, I'm going to create a new file to store our products. So you say products.json, products.json. So this file is going to store our products all here. Now for each, as we said, a product must belong to a certain category. There is no any product that should exist in our products and it doesn't belong to any of these categories. So let's start with category number 1, and we get products that belong to this category. So I'm just going to copy here the word television. I'm just going to say for an ID, for the category ID, so for the category with ID 1, with ID 1, and I can just go ahead and put even the brackets, which is televisions, with ID 1, which is televisions. Okay, I'm just going to put a comma. I'm just going to say create for me, okay, create for me a JSON file. Okay, create for me an array. Let me just say create for me an array of televisions. Okay, an array of televisions. Okay, televisions, an array of televisions as a JSON file. Okay, create for me an array of televisions as a JSON file with the following keys. Okay, so let's give it an ID. So the first one is ID, and the second one is the category ID. For each of the products, it has to have an ID, and then it has to also have a category ID of where it belongs. Then next is going to have I'm zooming in so that you can see very well. So the next one is title. It has to have a title. It has to have a short description. I'm just giving you this prompt so that you can be using it in all your projects. So there is short description. Okay, and then you can also have a detailed description. Okay, detailed description. You can have an image, which is 1, and you can also have images, which is a list of images that you can show on the detail page. And then what else is you can just add something is featured. Okay, is featured. Okay, you can also add is trending. Okay, you can also add the brand. Okay, you can also add the brand, and then next you can add what? You can add keywords. Okay, slug. So here where you have a title here, let's add a comma and we add slug. Okay, and in this we had not added the slug. We are going to add it by ourselves, by the way, here. So you need slug. So you can modify here in your prompt, and you add another key for slug here. You can add somewhere a slug. Okay, and now next is, let's see, category. These ones are going to work for us. Let's use these ones, but you can add as many like initial price. Let's say initial price and final price. Initial price and current price, price. Okay, so you can add all those, you can add rating, you can add all those things like ratings. Okay, you can add all those things you want to add on your website, in your e-commerce. Add all those details that you want. Okay, and normally if you want to see how to get those details, click on any of these products in the detailed page. The detailed page is going to show you how many things do you need. For instance, you see it should have a lot of images. You see for each individual product, it has like more images. It has a price, the initial and the current price. It has a title, it has a brand. Okay, it has a brand, and you can just go down here. You see it has key features, so you can add all these things here. It has SKU, it has model, it has weight. All these things here, you can go ahead and specify them onto this key. You can put them onto this prompt, and then afterwards we can press enter. Okay, so I can press enter here, and then it will go ahead and create for us that, and you can see it is going ahead creating for us it is going ahead and creating for us the products. And never mind about the IDs, but at least the category ID, you see it has put category ID 1, and the category ID 1 is this one we have mentioned here, the televisions. Okay, this is important, guys, that the category ID you have here 1 for the televisions, that all your televisions, they should have this. Okay, they should have the category ID 1. Okay, they should have that category ID 1. Okay, it has finished for us the products. We did not specify how many. Let me see. 1, 2, 3. It has made for us 3. Okay, we can work with those 3. Just copy them, just go back here and paste these ones in your products. Okay, so you see right now we have 3 products. The good thing is that we have the category ID and we have the title, smart LED TV blah blah 53 what inches. They give us the short description, the detailed description. They give us the images, is featured, is trending. They give us even the brand and all that kind of stuff. Keywords you can use for search and all these nice things. Okay, and then it does the same thing for this. Okay, it does this for this. So let's just go ahead and do for the second category. So just copy the same prompt. Okay, you can just go ahead and copy this same prompt just like that. So paste it here. Okay, I'm just going to zoom out now. So go back to here, and the second one is fridges. Okay, just copy that. So on here, you're just going to say for the category with ID number 2, and that is fridges, create for me an array of 3. So just going to say 3, since we want to be consistent with 3 items of, and here you put fridges. So you can again paste here fridges. So now it's going to do the same thing. Just press enter and let me see. So scroll down, it is creating them here. So you can see this is for the ID2 and is fridges and is doing a good job. And you can see here it has the same thing here, and we are going to go and search for these very ones, and we put the images. So it has also created us 3 images, and you can see how fast it does this. So this time don't copy the whole array. This time just copy the things that are inside the array, because we want to paste it inside the other ones. So just copy the items only and just bring the items at the end of the last one. So minimize this one at the end here, put comma, and just paste these other ones just like that. So let's go back very fast for the next one. Okay, so copy the same prompt. Okay, copy the same prompt, and ID 3 is now what? We have the third one, which is microwaves. So just paste here for ID 3 here, for ID 3, and this is microwaves. Waves. Create an array of 3 microwaves. Okay, microwaves, an array as a JSON. So here, microwaves as, so just enter again, and it is going to go ahead and also create for us the same thing. Okay, it is going to go ahead and create for us the three microwaves, and you can see them here. Okay, just simply copy this, copy the objects only, copy the items only, don't copy the array, just copy the objects inside that array, copy them and come here at the last one, at the end of the last one, just like that, paste it, and you can see in a few minutes you have all this giant data. And let's copy or do the last one. Okay, so the last one, if you go back to our categories, category number 4 is rounded machines. So I'm just going to go and see this here, copy this, okay, paste it here, and you can just come here and you just copy this rounded machines just like so, and you can just see, come see here for the category number 4, which is rounded machines, create for me an array of 3 rounded machines. You want to put 3 so that it is consistent. Okay, as a JSON file, and then enter is going to go ahead and create for us those stuff. It is creating for us all those products. Now you see, that's the good thing, you do not need to worry about the description. Unless the client has given you all this data, you can simply now edit it, fit it what they have given you. Okay, and if the client has not given the data, you can create all this data using Chat GPT, and it gives you in the format that you want it, instead of having it in a very bad format. So just go ahead here and copy also these 3 products, copy them like that, and just simply go at the end of the last one here, put a comma and paste. And we have all the products. Okay, we have all the products. What is remaining are the images. So I'm just going to quickly also put the images, and this is a big thing showing you how you can do all these things from scratch. So just come here and let's go to any here, just go anywhere here, and if you have internet, just simply type in the name of the product just like this, and you will have this. Click on images. We simply just need to get the images. Okay, at least for the categories we already have the images. So there are some products here already, the 55 inch, so you can just download any that you want. Okay, you can simply right click any of these ones and save them. I'm just going to go to these big ones like this one, so just simply right click and save. Okay, you can save, and let's save them in downloads. Let's create another folder for products. So just come in and say products. Okay, just like that, products, and inside here, this one is, this is smart LED. So you can just come and say smart and LED smart LED, just like that. Save that one. Let's go to the second one. So after finishing that, you just go to the second one, 4K blah blah, just like this. Just copy the title and simply come paste it here and search. At least you will get a product there. Okay, you can just come here and you will get some products. Okay, you just get some products. Let's just get any of these that are here. Okay, just do that. Just come here, and this one is 4K OLED, so this is for something like OLED. Yes, I'm just going to put like that. Okay, so you're going to do this this process. I'm just going to see speed up all this process, and then I will come back when I have all the products. And this is the last product. Okay, so this one is the last one. I'm searching right now. Okay, I'm searching the last one. So take your time and do good job. Okay, get all the products before you move on. It is very important that you get all your products. Okay, now when you are putting the link here, please make sure that people start from public. Do not write the word public. Okay, just simply put slash and put the name of the folder where the products are located in the public. The slash itself means public. Okay, so you have to say like products. I'm saving them in products, and now you put the name you gave it, electric like dryer .jpg. Okay, just like that. So this is the name where the image will be located. So let me just go and get all my images. So in downloads, I have this file. Okay, you can just leave this one. Just simply copy products, come here and copy all this folder. So let's just go to Fabric. So in the Fabric, I paste products. So I have these. I have categories and products. Now I have linked all my images. So for the data, we are done. And this is the most big part, where you extract all the client data into the JSON files. Okay, we have our products and we have our categories. So next is fetching that data and we see it. Okay, so in your app, create a new folder called API. So we are going to use the API. So just create a new folder called API, and inside the API you can create also new file, two files. One, categories. Okay, categories. And you can also create another one, a new folder, and call it products. Okay, so in my API I have two folders now, categories and products. So if we fetch our data from these files, we fetch it into these two files. So let's start with categories. So in the categories, create a file called route.js, just like that. Create a file called route.js, and inside here you can create export default. So you can create, in fact, just say not export default, just create export function. You don't need to export it as a default, so you can just say export function, and let's say call it get categories. Just get that, get categories, and inside here we are going to use to get the categories. Okay, so you are going to use this to get the categories. Okay, so first of all, we need to import two modules on top here. The first one, import. Okay, let's import fs. Okay, file system from fs. Just get the file system module, and also import path from path. Okay, so these are two Node.js modules that we are going to use to access the file system, and why we need them is to be able to read these JSON files we created. So the first thing is to get the file path, const. Okay, const file path is going to equal to so you're going to use the path module dot join. Okay, it has this join method. Okay, and the join method takes in two things. It wants to take in path. Okay, path dot join. So here we need to have two things. The first thing is going to be process. Okay, dot current working directory. Okay, that is the first one, and we are joining it with categories.json. Categories.json, and this one, let's put it in quotes. Just put categories.json in quotes. So this gives us the path. It gets the current working directory, which is this this folder here. Okay, it is this this root. This root is the current working directory. After getting it, it also gets the category.json. It is the name of your categories here. Categories.json is the name you put here. Now, if you had put this one in a folder, you would go ahead and also put the whole file path here. Okay, but for now it is just outside in the current working directory. So here you are saying check in the current working directory and then check for these files here. Okay, so after getting the file path, we can get the const file content. So we can just say file content, and you're just going to use the fs module. So you say fs dot read, okay, read file sync, okay, and this takes in the file path, okay, and the character encoding, which is utf8. Just put this down one, just like that. So this one gives us, this is for reading reading the contents that are inside this here. So after getting this content, we can now put them into the categories. So we just say const categories is equal to, so what we do is we can just say JSON, just say JSON dot pass, okay. So we can just go them and pass this file content, okay. You can just go ahead and pass the file content just like that, and here we need to return them. So return categories, return categories, just like that. So this function here, the passing, we have always two methods. One that passes the content, so this one changes it from this format it is in, this format of the JSON, and then this one is putting it in the object format. If you do just like let me close this one. If you just do like this, you are trying to put them into the object format, okay. So we have the JSON.string file and then JSON.pass, which brings them into the normal JavaScript objects, okay. So after returning this one, now we can call this function anywhere, and which is, we are going to go into our page here, and since this is, we can just make this one a server side, and this quiz app we can remove it since we are not working with it. Even these questions we can get rid of them. Even this link, we do not use it. Even this use state, we do not use it. So right now we are cleaning up our, so what we want is, want to fetch all the data into the home page, okay. So if I just go back to the here, now this, if you check, this is the this is a server side component, and that means it can fetch data. So I can just come and say const const categories, okay, is equal to await. And now since I'm using await, I have to make this async. So just come here and say async, okay, await, and we can await get categories from the API route, API side, the side, await get categories, just like that. And this console, let's console.log console.log categories, okay. Let's see if we are getting our categories. Okay, just go and refresh. Let me just go back to the home page, refresh it, and we see if you have any errors. Let's refresh it. Okay, okay, finally we are good, I guess. Let's see. Okay, so we are good. Let's see if we have our categories in the C side, and yep, we have all our categories. That is good. So we have all our data here. We have all our data, guys. That is great. So want also to fetch the products in the same way. So go back to the API, you create, copy this, okay, just copy this, go to the products, create a new file called route.js, and this time we want to create a function called get products. So this one, call it get products, just like that. Now after doing that, we have the file path also. It is getting the current working directory, and now here we just put products. After getting the file path, we can read the file content here. We can get the file content, and we can read by joining the file path and use this character encoding, and we get back here, we get back products. Okay, so we can also, we have exported this, so we can just go to our home page. So go to the home page in a similar way. Let's get products. So here we have products and this one is going to be await get products, and we're also getting it from products, and make sure it imports it on top here. Okay, now we have a spelling, let me see, categories, we have it right here. We have a spelling problem, which is route. Okay, make sure it is route, and even here, let's remove this, it is route. Okay, just as simple as that. Now let's test our products. Just come here and just copy this and paste it here. Let's go and refresh. Okay, it has refreshed. Let's check, and if you see, if we have them, scroll down, scroll down, and here we have categories. Yep, so we have the smart LD, these are products. So we have also the products being fetched, so that is good. If you have your products and your categories, and always make sure this is the first step. Okay, make sure you work on your data first, guys. I haven't done any UI, but I have all my data. Okay, I have all my data. I also see my students first doing the UI. I know it is understandable, but just work with the data. It gives you morale, the app moves faster. So just work on the data, and you know, data, you have it into the app, and now you can work on the UI. Okay, so on the UI on top here, we want to have two sections. Okay, so let me just have here a section just like that, and this section, let me just call it categories, class name. So we want to have the categories here. Okay, and this is why you can just have them as a component. So this is a typical example why you need a component. Okay, so just go into the components here, and just simply create a new folder, a new file, not a folder, categories dot jsx, and just here rfc, just like that. And I'm just going to put here the categories, just like that. Now let me create also another one for the product listing. So this is category listing. Actually, you can just always just have that good naming convention. This is category listing, like you are listing them, or it is a list of the categories. So just name this one as category listing, just like that. And if I can just say RFC. Okay, category listing, and let me just put here categories, just like that. Let's just do also for product listing, since you are going to have also products. So come here and say product listing, and you can see how I have the naming convention. So you have category listing and you have product listing, and you can just come here RFC, and then here you see product listing, just like that. Now if you go back to your page, just bring in these two things. So here I'm just going to have the category listing, just like that, just brought in like that. I'm also going to have the product listing, so say product listing, and just like that, product listing. So if I go back to the, let me just actually stop this console. So if I just go back to this UI, I need to see now the product listing and the category listing. You see that? So we have the category listing and the product listing. We have them there. So let's work on the category listing. And the category listing, want it to look something like this. Let's see. To have the categories, the image, and the name. Okay? You want the category, have the here the name and this. So let me just go, I'm just going to have a heading for them. Okay, I will have the heading here on top. So let me just go to the category listing, and I'm just going to make it a section. So section, and then give it a class. I'm just going to give it the same class, category listing, just like that. And then inside here, I'm just going to have the header. So you can have section header dot section header, and inside the section header, let's have h2, which is going to say categories. Okay, you can just say shop by categories, shop. Okay, and just say here shop by categories. Okay, shop by categories, just like that. Let me just remove one end tag here. So we have shop by categories, and down here we can have grid, and this is going to be 3 columns. So grid call, since we want them to be 4 on the same line, then make them 4. Okay, and this, I'm just going to have the category card. In fact, let's go with grid card, just like that. And then inside this one, since it is a link, so you can see each individual is a link, I'm just going to make this one as a link and get it from Next.js, import it, and let's give it href. And just say href, and we can give it an empty hash, just like that. Then inside here we have the image, so I'm just going to say category image. Okay, and inside here I'm just going to have the image, and get the image from the Next.js also. And this image will have some attributes. The first one is the source, okay, which I'm just going to put for now as image. And then let's give it a fill. Okay, let's give it a fill, and then another one, I'm just going to give it alt. Okay, and then this one I'm just going to give it some text. Let me just say some text. We are going to get this data in a minute. So it needs a category image, and then below it, under the category image here, below it we have maybe you can just have h2, and then this is category title. We can just say give it category title, just like that. And you can also go ahead and give it a name, just say class category title, just like that. So it has those two things. Okay, it has those two things. Now what we can do is, for this we can give it the categories. Okay, we can give it, let's just first see how it looks like. Let me give it an image. Let me just say go to categories, and inside the categories, what can we see? Into the public categories, we can get fridges.png, fridges.png. Okay, so just like that, and then we have this field, and we have that. So if we see this now on our site, let's just go to our site here. Okay, we have the image which is filling the whole place. So let's just go and fix this. First of all, let's make them 4. Since they are going to be 4, here the columns, make them 4. So we have 2, 3, 4. So we have 4 of them. So you just head to the CSS and work on this. So the first thing, we have this section called the category listing. Okay, so the body has already some background, a very dark background. So let's just go back to this section. I'm just going to go to the home. Okay, in this home page down here, I'm just going to put this class category listing. I'm just going to put all the styles here. So category listing, let's give it a background color. Okay, and you can give it white if you want it. The categories, let's give them background color of white, and then let's give it a padding, top and bottom, let's give it 2 rem and 5 rem on the sides. Okay, next, inside this category listing, we have the section header, which has this h2, which has no problem. Then we have this grid. We're supposed to have grid core 4. Oh, sorry guys, we are not supposed to multiply these ones. Okay, these ones, the ones which are containing the grid cards. So you're supposed to multiply the grid cards, not the columns themselves. So this grid card is the actual, this is the actual category. So just copy this 4 times, and you can also use the shortcut of Shift Alt down key, and it will multiply it. Now let's just go back and target this key here. So now let's go and target this grid core. I want to use grid for this. So copy this class and just come back to home. Inside here we have this, and then inside we have .grid card. Okay, so for this grid, just say display grid, and then we have grid template columns, and you're just going to say repeat, and then the first one is auto fit. So here you can use auto fit, and then min-max. Okay, and they just give it something like 18 rem and then 1 fr. Okay, so this is a technique of making the grid cards responsive. Okay, so we give each we want columns, each column they should be auto calculated here, that is the auto fit, and then the minimum size should be 18 rem, and then the maximum size should be 1 fr. So if you do that, it might not just like change them yet because of the image. Okay, let's work on the image. So for the image, it is in the grid card, and it is inside what we call a category image. And by the way, you can copy these classes right from the listing itself. Just come here and say category image. Okay, category image, and let me just go back this side. Inside here, the grid card. So this image, category image, give it position relative. Okay, position relative, and you can go ahead and give it also height, more especially. Give it a height. Let's for now give it 350 pixels. Okay, now this should fix it. So you can just go inside this and you say image. So target the image and give it width of 100%. Okay, you can also give it a height of 100%. 100%. And let's also give it object fit to cover. Okay, cover. So by default, when you put the fill, let me explain. When you put this image and you give it a fill prop, what it does, it makes this image position absolute by default. Now, if you give it position absolute, you must make the container, its container, to be position relative. That's why you saw me putting on its container here, which is this one. I gave it position relative. And then you should also give it a height, since it will be taking the height of its container. So, and if it is not having any height, it will not show up. Okay, you should just come and put the height on its container like this one. Then on the image itself, you set the height 100%, width 100%, and this object fit is to make sure that it can crop it very well. Okay, so now if I just go back, you see I have the images, all of them are fitting in. Okay, and now I don't know, this 18 rem category listing, can I give it background color of white? Why is it not occupying width of 100%? I don't know why it's not occupying width of 100%. Let's see. How about view width? Want it to occupy up to these ends. Okay, so that is great. Yeah, so you can see we have our images. Okay, nicely put. We have the titles also nicely put, and I can go on this card. Okay, on the grid card, just remove the text decoration. So let's just say text decoration. Since it is a link, just set it to none. Okay, to remove these underlines. Okay, next, what we can work on is making the H2, that is the category title. You can put it in the center. So category title is this one. We'll just target it here. Control C. Go to this category image, and then inside the grid card we also have this category title. And this category title, you can give it a color of maybe black. It doesn't matter at this point. And what else? Text align center. I just put it in the center. Text align center. And you can just use flex if you wanted, but you can put this text align center in actually the grid itself, the card, the grid card, and it will put everything in the correct center here. Okay, so this is looking great. Now to this individual card, first of all, let me just go and put some. I want to put here this not to occupy all this entire width. Okay, let's go on the body, and on the body let's put in what we can just go and put in on the body, which is inside here. Okay, let me just put some padding on the body. So for the top and bottom, okay, let's keep it 1 rem, and let's put 2 rem on the sides, and this is just like to push just a little bit this this thing here. Okay, seems like it is not really working. I think it is just because of this categories thing. Let's just do this. So instead here, let's say 90 view width. Okay, and let's give it margin. Okay, let's give it margin 0 auto. Okay, let's see. Okay, it has just pushed it just like that. It added some padding. Okay, and now we can remove the padding we have on the columns or this category listing. We can remove this padding here. Okay, since we are having this padding from the body. Okay, so that is nice. So we don't have much padding, but I think we need some little bit of padding for sure on top and bottom. Let's add padding top and bottom. In fact, padding bottom. Let's add like 1 rem or something like 2 rem maybe. Okay, let's just see what we get. Yep, that looks nice. And let's give it a border radius. Okay, border, not background, repeat, border radius. Let's say 10 pixels. Okay, so it is looking great. Okay, it's looking great. So we can just simply go and put some box shadow on the card to differentiate them. So go here and say 93. So you can go to CSS scan here. You can just go to this website of CSS, get CSS scan box shadows, and I'm just going to get a simple shadow. I'm going to put on the card so that they look different. Okay, let me just get any of these ones so that they can be differentiated. So just go to this individual grid card, this one. Let's give it a box shadow and see how it is going to turn out. Okay, and there is no gap, so let's give a gap. Let's give a gap here on top. Gap, give a gap of 1 rem. So I'm showing you how to handle all this stuff. So you can see now they are looking nice. Okay, only that the card itself also has no padding, which is really also looking weird. Okay, let's say we put some also padding. So to the card itself, okay, let's add some padding. Top and bottom, maybe also 1 rem, and in the sides, let's keep it 1 rem, all the sides. Okay, so now it has some here, and then this still also needs a padding. Okay, this grid also needs some padding, more especially top and bottom 0, and then like let's put 1 rem on the sides to make sure that there is some small gap left on this stuff. And let me just go here, make it 16. Let's make it 16 so that they can still fit in 4 of them. Okay, so this is looking great. I like it. So just go ahead and design it the way you love, but I have my layout done, and this layout is responsive. If I can show you, you see it is really responsive to the smallest screen. You see that? Yeah, so you have the layout already responsive. That's why we are using grid. So what is remaining is actually putting in the actual data. Okay, so how do we put in the actual data into this? So let me just go back to the category listing. So right now is having this dummy data. So let's get the actual data by going to the home page here, and we can just send the data. They just send the data as, okay, so here you can put categories. Okay, remember we have all these categories we fetched here, we have them here. We can pass them down into this component category listing. We pass in the data as these categories. When you pass in a prop, okay, like this, you in a component, okay, you just see this prop name you have passed in, which is having our data. Just go to the category listing and accept this here, destructure it as data, and now you can just go ahead here. And by the way, yeah, you can just come down here, and on this data we have the image, so you can just come here, replace this image with, so just say data dot image. Now this data we are consuming is these categories. So if you just go back here in this JSON, we are consuming this. Okay, we are consuming this, and you can see there is where we have the image. That's why I'm putting data.image. Okay, go back here, data.image, and then alt, we are going to put the alt as, so you can just put alt as a description, or data.title. So you can just say data.title here, and then even here, let's put data.title, data.title, just as simple as that. Now if everything is okay, it should just come and give us the data. Let's see. Let's refresh. We see if we have, oh, so by the way, we're supposed to map. This is only one item I've replaced. This is only one grid card. Let me just do this. So let's map through this data. That is really interesting, and at least you have shown that I made that mistake. You are most likely to make the same mistake. The data we are getting is an array. Okay, so the data we are getting is an array, so you're supposed to map through all these cards, these ones. Okay, so just do this, cut this one, and let's map through the data. Just say data dot map, and here inside we access a category, okay, a single category, and then we can return here. So return, and let me return this. Okay, so return this, and we don't need to use any to use the index, since we already have the category ID. So here on the first item, put a key. So here we put a key, and the key is going to be category dot ID. Now this ID, make sure that your categories, the ones we made, they have IDs. If you are to do that here, you should have, the categories must have the IDs, as you can see that each category has an ID. Okay, so if I go back, so where I was putting data, this is category. Okay, category, sorry, so this data is category. Okay, just like that. So we have category dot image, category dot title. Go ahead here, it is also category, okay, dot title. So now if everything is okay, we're supposed to loop through and get all the images. Okay, so look at that. So we have all our data now being loaded very well. What is our title? We're supposed to have a title somewhere. This one says shop by. So let me first see if I can see this header in the category listing. Since we gave it a background color of white, It must be, even the text has the white. Let me just check it. Section header. Let me just go here and see. So in this here, let's have the section header even before this here. Section header. For now, let's give it a background color that is different. Let's say give it background color, maybe red for debugging. Want to see where it is located. Okay, it is here. Let's first give it text. Let's give it some padding. Top and bottom, let's give it 2 rem. Okay, and then on the sides, I don't know. Let's see. Okay, so that looks nice. Only that the color looks red is too much bloody. Let's just get another color. Just come here. Let's just get another color. Just simply take this red to be more dark like that, maybe dark red. Okay, we can just give it that. It is not more shouting, and you can just simply leave it like that. Sort by categories, it doesn't matter. Okay, so you can see we have successfully fetched all our categories onto the UI. You should be able to do that in React. Okay, in Next.js, you should be able to create your categories. Okay, we went and created the categories data here. Okay, we created the categories data. After that, we fetched them in the API here under categories route. We created a function. This function is called get categories, and inside there we used 2 modules, the path and the fs module, to fetch the data. First, we use the path to get the path where our file is located. After getting it, we read the content of the file. After that, we passed that data we passed the data into JSON objects, and then after that, actually into JavaScript objects, not JSON. Okay, and then after getting the JavaScript objects, we return that data. After doing that, we went in the page, we fetched the data, we got it here. After getting this data here in the page, we went ahead and created our component called category listing, which is taking in this data to display it. So if you go in the category listing, it has 2 parts. It has this header and it has the grid, which is displaying the data. Okay, so that is cool, and you can see this is what you are going to use even for the products. Okay, so for the products, we can make them 5 or we can still make them 4. It has no problem. Let's work on the product listing very fast. So for the product listing, I'm just going to use the same almost the same code. It will have this. Let me copy this section. Okay, let me copy this section and bring this section in the product listing here. Now the only thing I want to change is this one is supposed to be product listing, and since they are the same, let's just leave them like that. Section header, the only thing is that we are going to add just here also product listing. So product listing, you can leave the section this is not product. You can leave this category listing so that we can have some of the styles from there. Okay, we can have that from there, and then we also need to pass in the data, and we already have the data for the here we can receive the data. So we go to the home page and we pass the products into here. You get, you simply pass the products onto this. So if you just go on top here where we have the products, so just come here and pass in data and equal to, just pass in like that, products. And now this product listing is accepting this data and it's taking in data as what? As products. If we go in this side, we have the product listing is accepting the data here. And now how are we going to use the data? And then we come and map through the data. And here we access a single product. Okay, we access a single product and we can change these ones to all of them to, let me change this to product, product.id. This one is going to be product.image, product.image. This one is going to be product.title. Okay, and then you're going to have here also product.title, just like that. So you have all these stuff filled in. If you do that, we go back and let's see, the link is not defined. Let's go ahead and get this link from next link, and also the image, this image here, I'll get it from next image. Okay, and those are the ones we need, I guess. Let's go back and see. Let's see, it is loading. Failed to have, there is why we have fridge 1. We did not remove it. I'm just going to go to the products. Let's go to the products, not categories, products, and let me search for fridge 1. Fridge 1. So there is here this fridge we did not put. Let me see this, which fridge is this? French door. So I think we have French door. Okay, I put it in a long press. Just copy this. Okay, just put it here on the image, just like that. French door, products, French door.jpg. Let's refresh again in our data. Yeah, so that is ensure that your data is also consistent. Okay, so you can see we have our products and there are so many. Okay, so here it is fetching all the products. Now to this, since we are using the same stuff here, okay, now we have to edit this one to look different. Okay, we have to edit this to look different. Okay, first of all, let's go also to this. We give it some margin. Okay, go back to the CSS. I don't know where the CSS is right now. Okay, so this section here on this one, let's give it a margin here, top and bottom. Let's give it at about also 3 rem, maybe 4 rem. Okay, this is to make sure that it adds spacing between them. You can see that. Okay, we have them into having all that space. Okay, so we have all our products and you can see they have fitted in really very well. Others have been cropped, which has no problem. Okay, and if you want them to fit, you can just come and change where we have the image, where we have the category image. Instead of giving it cover, you can give it contain. Okay, you can give it contain, and you see that they will change to make sure they fit in. Okay, so you can just give it contain. I think it is much more better. We have this one image that is not loading, which is the front load. Okay, remember we have the image for the front load. Let me just confirm why we are not getting that. In the public products front load, we have the front load.jpg. Okay, we have the front load.jpg. You can confirm in the data if everything is okay. So like in products, you can just say front load, and let's see here if we have it, the image there. So it is images front loaded to JPEG. You see, I did not put JPEG. Okay, just like that. Let's refresh. It should have its image now. Okay, it should have its image, and you can see the image after giving them contain. They actually look nice. I like them, and you can see how we are using the same reusable code. I made the grid and I'm reusing that grid here. Okay, now let's just modify some of the things, like for instance, not necessarily here, we should just have the color. So for this, we want to have this background color as for this one, this top here, want it to be a different color. Okay, we can leave the background color for the products, we can leave it the same, but this header, the header color, want it to be changing. Okay, want it to be changing. So what we will do, we're just going to give these ones as a prop. So this title here, it will be a prop, and even this color. Okay, so how do I do that? If I want to make that color to be changing, I mean this header here, the title of this header, want it to be changing, and even this background color, want it to be changing. So what I can do is, when I go back to the home, okay, so just go back to the home, which is the page. Where is the page? Page is here. So when I go back to the page, instead of passing only the data, let me pass in things. I can start with the title, just on the title, and I'm just going to say all products or products. Okay, and because all these are all products, now I want to go inside here, this product listing. Now we have data. I can accept another prop, which is title. We have just given it. Okay, so this title, I can now use it here. Okay, I can use it here. Instead of saying shop by stuff, I can put it here, and then just say title, just like that. So if I go back this side, this one must change now. Instead of saying shop by categories, you see it is showing all products. Next, let's put this one to be dynamic, also the background. So let's get this color. So go back to the page, and we have now two props. I want to add the third one, which is the BG. So you could just say header BG, just like that. Now let's start with a simple color like blue. So just give it like blue. Okay, and now I'm just going to accept this on this product listing. So go to the product listing, and let's receive this header color, header BG, pasted header BG. So these props I'm putting here are the props that you pass onto the component here. When you put a prop like this, you go and receive it in this component. When you put title, you go and receive it in this side. If you put a header BG like this, you come and inside here, you accept it. So you have it at this point. When you extract it here, you have it. Now we can use it on this section header. So I'm just going to say style. So if you want to change the CSS, you just come and say style, and you use inline styling. And now you can say background. Okay, and you can just say background. You can use background, and you can just do something like this, background, and let's say you put the header BG. So just do that, header BG, header BG, something like that. So let's just go back. So this must change to blue. You see that? Okay, that is cool. So we have this header changing, and we have three things changing. We have the title of this header changing, we have its BG changing, and we have even the data can change. Okay, so now what I want is, after putting all these products, we have to first get like all the trending products. Okay, in fact, let's start with all televisions. So I want to start here, instead of putting all products, I want to say all televisions, all fridges, all microwaves, and all laundry machines. And that is the filtering part. So the part we are entering in right now is for filtering this data. Okay, and this is going to see that it is very easy. If I went and here, let me just go back to the page. If I duplicated this component, okay, just duplicated it, I want to show you. I have now two components, like it's the same component, and I can change the title. So let me just change the title here. Instead, let me just say, for instance, let's start with televisions. So I want to say all televisions. So I can just say all televisions, just like that. All televisions, I want to have it here, all televisions, and let's give it a color, and let's give it a green. Okay, I'm giving it a green, and what is remaining only is the data. It's still taking in products, and we are going to change that in a minute. But if I check now, you'll see that we'll have this changing to all televisions, and the data is still the same, but the background has changed, and even the text has changed. Okay, that is nice. Now, how do we change these to for only televisions? How do we filter televisions? Now, to understand that, you can go back to your categories and see that category ID for televisions is 1. Okay, so the categories television has 1. So want to get all these products. If you come back here into your products, you will see that some of these categories, they have category ID. For instance, you see category ID 1, so this is a television. Okay, if I went to the second one, here category ID 1, that's the television. If I went to the first one, like this one, you see category ID 2, so this is not a TV. Okay, so now we want to filter only products who has category ID equal to 1. So if I come back to the page, I'm just going to go on top here. Under the products, let me just have television. So I'm just going to say const all televisions, okay, const all televisions is going to be products. So what we want is to filter these products. So products dot filter. Okay, so want to filter and access a product. Okay, and on this product, what do we want to get? So what we want to get on this product, let me just, this is a function. So I want to get back a product. Let me just do this. I want to get back a product, okay, whose category ID, so category ID is equal to 1, because I know that televisions have a ID of 1, and actually you should confirm it. You have to first go and check what is the category ID of that. You have to understand this category ID of these televisions. So televisions have category ID 1. So if I do this, this is going to return back categories, products whose category ID is equal to 1. So after getting these televisions, I can now pass them into here. Okay, I'm just going to say here all televisions. Okay, so if everything is fine, if I go back, it should only show me only TVs here. Okay, it should only show me TVs here. Let's just wait for a second as it is just reloading, and look at that. We have only TVs. Wow, we have only the TVs here. Okay, so we can go ahead and do this for all of them. Okay, so the second one, after the, we have fridges. Okay, so you can just go ahead and see what is the category ID for the fridges. So after this we have fridges, and the category ID is 2. So the category ID for the fridges is 2. So if I just come back here, I'm just going to just copy this, okay, duplicate down just like that, and this one is all fridges, okay, and then this third one, okay, this one is, you can just say, let me just see, after we have microwaves, so you can just change this one to microwaves, okay. And if you just go back to the categories, now microwaves have 3, and lastly we have roundary machines which have 4. So you can just come back here in the page, these ones they have 3, okay, and this is for fridges, they have 2. And you can just say roundary, so you can just say put the last one, or roundary machines, so or roundary, just like that, or roundary, and this one has 4, okay. So after doing that, we have all these, we have all fridges, all microwaves, and all roundary. The only thing you just simply do is come in here, just simply duplicate this, okay, just create another, just duplicate it, change here the data, so that I say fridges or fridges. The title here we put all fridges, okay, and then here is give it a background color, and you can just go and put maybe dark blue, okay. Now that is done, duplicate this down here, you change the data to all microwaves, maybe all microwaves, and then put here all microwaves, and this one make it to be dark red, okay, dark red, okay, and then duplicate this, okay. Finally, let's just have the first one, which is all roundary, okay. This is all roundary machines, and you can have also the different color, which I'm just going to put maybe red, okay. So if I just check now, here I have sort by category, I have all televisions, I have of course, let's just see, it is still okay. I have all televisions, or fridges, all microwaves, and all rounded machines. Look at that, and then we have all plus, okay. So this is amazing. You can do all this filtering in the shortest possible time, and your customer will be really happy how fast you did the whole entire site in a very short time, okay. So this is what we have built. We have done data modeling using Chat GPT. We have done data fetching using the FS module. We have also done data filtering, okay. So as I've said, we have done data modeling, where we created all this, okay. Remember, we did data modeling using the Chat GPT, okay. We did all this data using Chat GPT, and the categories, everything, we did it from here. From there, we did data fetching. So in data fetching, we did all the fetching of things here. We did all this data fetching with you, and I think you have learned a lot and a lot. And finally, we did data filtering. And data filtering, you can see here we have done a lot of data filtering. Okay, that is